I am deeply humbled and so very honored to be recognized and selected into the Circle of Gold, and for just doing what I love and love best, working with our prospective and current students and their families. I too grew up in Jacksonville, Florida, and my parents were always passing along those pearls of wisdom. And like most of you, when we're teenagers, some of it went through one ear and out the other, and others we listened to. But my parents always told me, Janice, you were going to go to college. So they instilled in me that getting into college required hard work, dedication, and earning lots of good grades. They also told me to have lots of guy friends while I was in high school, but never to get serious, because boy, was I going to make lots of friends, guy friends, when I moved on to the school that I was going to go to. And finally, they told me, Janice, you cannot stay at home and go to a local college. You need to get out, spread your wings, and find your school. I can still remember my mom talking about her college experience and describing it in such detail that I never doubted for a minute that I would go off to college and forge my own memories. Whenever we were on a family vacation or a weekend road trip and there was a college or university nearby, my parents always made a point of driving through the campus so that I could realize and get a feel for what college life was. It didn't take me long to realize that I wanted a large school, because probably for me, big meant having lots more fun. But it only took one visit to FSU for me to realize that I had found my college, my home. So as a young person, I did what my parents advised. I made good grades, I didn't get serious in high school, and I headed off to Florida State University for my 4-year college experience. But somewhere along the way, that 4-year college experience turned into the makings of almost 48 years, and I couldn't be happier. Because of my parents' support and the many sacrifices they made for me and my younger sister, I am dedicating this award to them. They became passionate Knowles the minute I chose to attend FSU, and their love and enthusiasm for this great university never wavered, even when 10 years later, my sister went off to forge her own college career and became an Ohio State Buckeye. And it gets better, because as luck would have it, her freshman and sophomore year, guess where Florida State went up to play football? Ohio State. But my parents' allegiance would never, ever waver. They were always FSU #1, Ohio State #2, much to the chagrin of my sister. And just as a sidebar, it was so easy for me to be a gracious winner when your football team never loses to the other team, and Florida State never lost to Ohio State in football. When I look back at my time as an FSU undergraduate, there are so many memories that I could relate, but I suspect, like all of you, we go back to our freshman year experiences. And for me, that specifically meant living in a dorm. And I can say dorm because back in the 1900s, that was politically correct. I remember my mom and sister with tears of happiness and sadness driving me to FSU, moving me into Jenny Murphy, and looking back at those years, I'll always remember the little things about dorm life. How the box fans in our dorm room windows stirred the very warm air, it never cooled us down, and how the radiators sang to us all winter long. I'll remember playing cards or games in the hallway while munching on Domino's pizza or eating Chanello's chicken, well on my way to gaining the freshman 15. I remember walking down the hall to the bathroom with my bucket in my hand, and always waiting to hear the latest gossip. Or waiting for the front office switchboard to announce, Janice, you have a caller in the lobby, or a phone call down the hall. Those were all very, very special times. But what I'll remember most is being surrounded by newfound friends, with all of us believing we are in this together. We would lend an ear when one of us was overwhelmed, and we'd celebrate the victories that come with successfully navigating the first year of college life. During my first year, I don't think I would describe myself as the best college student or the worst college student. I fell somewhere in between. But I sure did have professors and staff who took a real interest in me, even when I was just a young woman testing boundaries and not always making the wisest decisions. As time has gone by, I've gotten to watch firsthand as our FSU community has grown increasingly skilled in finding ways to engage and prepare our first-year students for absolute college success and life thereafter. As an administrator, I have tried my best to be one of those people, as I truly, truly believe our students are temporary gifts to us from their parents. And as a member of the FSU community, I've also been the beneficiary of some exceptional wisdom, which has influenced my life and shaped my career. I had such wonderful mentors, like Nancy Conley, who was my first boss as a student worker and later as an employee in the physics department. She was more a mother figure for me in the 70s, helping me adjust to life after college, and it's a big adjustment, as you know. I worked with Jessica Alloy in the Office of Graduate and International Admissions in the early 80s, and she was a role model for all females who aspired to move up in their profession. And then there was John Barnhill, a great teacher and friend whom I continue to learn from to this day. I will forever be grateful to him for openly sharing his knowledge with me and for believing in me. When I was director of admissions, I had the pleasure of working with 3 exceptional university presidents, Dr. T.K. Wetherell, Dr. Eric Barron, and our current president, John Thrasher. I could not have worked with a more caring and committed group of presidents who dedicated their time and talents to improving FSU and the quality of our students' college experience. And as you heard from Ed, we are moving right up there. And then, of course, there's our world-class faculty. Students look, I think, at FSU and they see many things. An amazing place filled with school spirit, hundreds of clubs and organizations, but at the end of the day, they recognize that the education they'll receive here is second to none. After our students, our faculty are the reason why we're here. There are also so many people on this campus who genuinely and passionately care for our students and deserve to be recognized and praised for their hard work and dedication. They are the gold standard. Given all of these facts, in addition to the countless wonderful memories that I have, I've always been a little bit surprised when people will ask me, do you have any regret having working for FSU for your entire life? And I say, how could I? As a college student, I learned from some of the very best. I met my husband, Wright, who's been my rock, my support system, my biggest cheerleader, and my best guy friend. I finally got to have my guy friend. I made lifelong friends like Dottie and Jeff Bryan, who are with me tonight sharing in this event. And I found my perfect home. And when I started working for the university only a week after graduation, I had so many people looking out for me to help me be that success. This school is a huge family, and we are all ready to take care of one another, and I think you know that. I've taken great joy in being an FSU alum and working for this great school. I've seen our reach extend far past the brick and mortar because the Seminole family is everywhere. I don't know about you, but when I'm not in Tallahassee, I get excited when I see an FSU license plate or someone in their FSU clothes, because I know we have a common bond. We have something in common, and that's our pride in being an FSU Seminole. So I certainly have no regrets. Frankly, I have only gratitude for this university, and I am so honored that you have chosen to recognize me in this way. I'm really just an incredibly lucky person, fortunate to have fallen into what was the best fit for me. accepting young people into the place that has been so instrumental to my own happiness. I hope all of our students look back on their time here at FSU, I think the way that we all do, with thankfulness, appreciation, love, and pride. I want to thank you all very much, and on behalf of my parents, who I know are above watching this right now, I know they would be beaming with pride, and they would say thank you now. And probably in just about a few hours, my mother would be getting ready for the Clemson game. Thank you so much.